Hello Shobana, thank you for giving me some time just to ask you a few questions about Two Mortal. So if you could tell us briefly about some music or a book or a play that you've been interested in recently, just what's inspiring you at the moment?
Well, actually, what's inspiring me at the moment is actually a building, which is this church and all the other churches I've seen. Because actually, I feel it's really an amazing experience to spend every day inside a building like this church, for a whole month. It's not something that you normally get to do. So actually, I just find being in this building quite inspiring.
Okay, great. And moving on to Two Mortal then, how did the idea for Two Mortal come about and where did you get the idea to use the box pews from?
Well, actually, St. Mary's Old Church is a church that actually I used to go to quite a lot when I used to live in Stoke Newington. And I've always thought it's a really beautiful church. It's the oldest Elizabethan church in London. And its setting, it's always kind of reminded me of a church in like a Jane Austen novel. It's a true kind of parish church. And the box pews are very unusual, I think, because they're very high for box pews. So basically, the piece came about because about 3 years ago, the rector of St. Mary's wanted to have a fundraising launch. So he asked me if I would just make something very short just to kind of celebrate that launch. So I just had a single dancer and began just playing around with the dancing in the pew. So that's really where it started.
And what other projects are you working on at the moment?
Well, in the autumn we're touring Classic Cut, which is the pieces that I made last year. So it's actually restaging it and recasting it. And then I'm actually thinking about this new piece that I'm going to be making next year, which is going to be premiered at the South Bank Centre. But at this particular point, usually when I make a piece, it's a bit like falling into a big hole whenever you choreograph, because actually you get very, very intensely involved in that activity. And it's quite difficult, really, in a way, to think about anything else apart from what's happening at the moment in this dance work.
Okay, brilliant. And finally, what do you think is most affecting the contemporary arts world today?
I think what's affecting any art sector, whether contemporary or classical, but perhaps maybe more contemporary, is actually the changing patterns of funding for the arts. Because I think we're in the process, or we have been in the process, of a total belief in state subsidy for the arts into a different kind of scenario where I think the arts are slowly encouraged to find their way in the open market. That's a huge change because that's going to change what kind of artists become successful or influential, how artwork is made, and the whole process whereby audience and the artwork meet, and the whole resourcing of making art. So I think that's a huge, big change that's going to hit us. In fact, it's already hitting us, and we're going to feel its effect and recognize its effects, gradually as the years go by.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Shobana, for just giving me a few moments of your time. I look forward to seeing Two Mortal on the premiere.
Thanks, Hayley.
Thank you.